What's up fellas, it's me Scotty and I'm going to be showing you the most easiest, clearest guide that I could make for the first step of the Easter egg for Voyage of Despair. And basically, go get some paper and some pens. As you can see, I've got me Sharpie, me fucking red Sharpie, and I got some paper out on my clipboard. And I'm going to show you the best tactic, the easiest way, the clearest way to complete this first step. So when you get into the game, you're going to go to the Sentinel Artifact and press square to open the map. And also you need to unlock Pack-a-Punch before you can start any of the steps. So the first thing you're going to do is when you've unlocked Pack-a-Punch, you need to go to 6 spawn locations for 4 symbols and clocks around the map. So one spawn location is at the bottom of the stairs underneath the poop deck. You want to follow the route I take here. You want to go down this massive staircase, and when you get to the bottom you want to take a sharp left, and on the staircase itself is where a symbol can spawn. In my game, a symbol hasn't spawned, but in your game, I'm going to show you next. You're going to be writing down the symbol. And then also, I'm going to show you the clock location in this area. Here is the clock, and basically, when you see a symbol in the location, you're going to be writing down the time on the clock. But as you can see in my game, I don't have to write anything down because there's no symbol. So, on to a second location now, and this one was where one of my symbols were. And you want to go down to the kitchen area. And you want to go to this hanging body that's like on the wall. You want to take a sharp right. And as you can see on the cabinet, there is a symbol. And the symbol in my game, you want to draw this out like I'm doing on my bit of paper. I'm going to put a cross because there's no symbol there. So in the kitchen, I'm going to write symbol. And then I'm going to draw the symbol, which is an upside down triangle. Lovely drawing that. And then you want to go to the clock in this area. This is the clock here. You can either take a picture of it or you can write it down like I'm doing here. And on my clock, in your game you'll have a different time, but on my clock it says 1:15. You can see that the big hand is going to number 3. There we go. And you can see that the hour hand, the small hand, is going to number 1. And you can always draw the clock out here. It'll help you. It has helped me so much. For some reason I can't tell the time when I'm under pressure. But there you go, you've got 1:15, and also a good idea is to either write down in the, I think it's the analog time or digital time or something, it's 1:15. There we go. So that is where you want to write down, fellas, when you see a symbol. So you want to write the location, well you don't have to, but I'm going to put it on there for you. So you've got the location. You've got the symbol, you've wrote down the symbol, you've drawn it out, I've got an upside down triangle, and then you want to write the time down. If you want to draw the clock out like I've done to make it easy, you can. So that is 1 out of 4 symbols and times complete. So now, a next spawn location, fellas, is actually in the first class lounge, and this one is probably towards the middle of the whole ship. And you want to follow the route I take here, and you want to go in here, and as you can see, there's a box spawn here, the blue box spawn thing, and if you look to the left instantly, there's going to be some candles in this window. Underneath the candle is where one of these symbols can spawn, and as you can see in my game, one of these symbols was there. So again, symbol, this one was a actual triangle. Now what a triangle that is, amazing is that. And yeah, draw the symbol down, and then you want to go find the clock in this area, and the clock is at the fireplace. It's pretty tough to read this one, but you can see it. So I'm going to write down the time, and for me the time was, it was quite a different one this, it's quite tricky, but it was 9:40. There you go. So as you can see, I'm gonna draw it out for me to make it a bit easier. The small hand, the hour hand, go into the number 9, and the big hand, the minute hand, go into number 8. So I'm drawing that out again, making it a bit easier for me sen. Who cares about if they're scruffy? But yeah, 9:40, boom. On to a 4th location now, and this one's at the top of the grand staircase. But for me in my game, it wasn't there, but I'm going to show you the location. And it's above this door here. I think there's a SMG wall by to the right of this door. And if you look up the door, there'll be a symbol there. And the clock in this area is towards the staircase on the wall here. There it is. And if your symbol is in that location, draw out the symbol and write the clock time down. So on to a 5th location now, and this one was in the cargo hold area. This is like underneath spawn. We're going to put that there, under spawn. And yeah, you go down the stairs, and the staircase itself is where the symbol is. Underneath the staircase is where a symbol can spawn. And for me in my game, it was this weird triangle, fellas, and you want to write or draw the symbol down. And the time for me in this location, you can see the clock on the wall there. For me, it was 55 minutes past 1. You can see the hour hand, the small hand going to number 1, and the big hand, the minutes hand, going to number 11. And the reason why I'm saying the hour hand and the minute hand is because we're going to be chopping the times in half in the next part of this step, where you're going to be inputting just the minutes and then just the hours. But I'm going to show you that when we get to that, fellas. So, on to the final location now, and this is at the bridge. Also, if you don't know the names of these places, this is where the captain wheel is. There you go, it's near spawn. You can follow the route I take here. There it is, so you got the symbol. For me in my game, this one was an upside down triangle with a line through it. Look at that, beautiful. And then the time, for me in my game, I'm going to be writing this one down, was 10 past 11. There we go, and again I'm going to draw it out for us. And here we go, the big hand, the minutes hand, going to number 2, which is, 10 past 11. And the small hand is the hour hand, going to 11. So there we go, 10 past 11. There we go, fellas. So that is all the times found. So I've shown you all the locations now, the spawn locations for all the symbols and the clocks. So this is what you should have in your game, fellas, the symbols and their times. Simple as that, fellas. So now we're going to go input some of these numbers, and what you want to do is go to the captain's wheel at the bridge, and you can see these 4 machines here, these 4 circular machines, and as you can see on them, there is like a counter on it, and also you can see the symbols that you've got written on your paper. And you can guess what we're going to do. We're going to be inputting the clock times onto these machines with the symbols on. But before you actually start to input these, we have to chop the numbers in half, like I said earlier in the video. And we're going to be inputting the minute side first, so the right side of your clock numbers. So for me, this symbol, you just want to write number 15 next to it, basically your minute side of that symbol. Then we're going to go to this one here, and I'm just going to write down 40 there. Go to this one is 55, and this one is 10. It might be a bit confusing now, but I'm going to show you what an artist I am with a clock drawing to make it so much easier. So we're going to go to one of these machines, and as you can see, there is a symbol on it, and for me in my game, my example is going to be this one here. So you can see the symbol on it, it's an upside down triangle. So this is what it looks like on the screen right now, and you're going to be seeing this in the right corner of the video. So you've got that symbol on the circular machine, you've got this little counter almost, this little V counter, and then you've got some like little columns coming off like that. There you go, you can see little columns, and basically ignore all the writing inside of it. Basically every counter on each of these machines is going to start from 12 o'clock, and basically every little V is 5 minutes. Simple as that. Every little V is 5 minutes. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, all the way around. And you can see here, this is going to be 11, 10, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, etc. It is basically a clock is what you're inputting your numbers into. So all you do is go to your symbol, match it up to the circular machine, and you press square to input your number. So as you can see, I've got 15. I'm going to press square on this one 3 times to make it go 1, 2, 3 to number 15. And that is basically going to the 3 o'clock symbol. Easy as that, fellas. So now go to the circular machine, which has the proper triangle on. And again, you're going to input it in. So you press square 4 times for me, because the number 40... But 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 is the number 8 on a clock. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Bossed it, fellas. That is 20 to 9. And there we go, we've bossed it. So we'll now go to the next circular machine, which is going to be this one here. For me in my game, it was the triangle with the line through it. And for me in my game, I had to put the counter to the number 55, which is on a clock number 11. 11 on a clock is 55 minutes. So you're just going to press square once to go to the number 11, bossed it. Then finally onto this last triangle, so go to that circular machine. You're going to see that symbol on it with the downwards triangle with the line through it. And all you do, for me in my game, I'm going to be putting the number 10 in. So I'm going to press it twice to go right twice. 5, 10. There we go. I've bossed it. So that is the minute side of this step done, fellas. So that is what you want to do. That is the most clearest I can give you it, really. It's always good to draw this out, and it just makes it much easier. So now, when you get to the Sentinel Artifact on the poop deck, you're going to see 2 of these circular machines, and we're going to be inputting the hour sides of our signs. But as you can see, there's no symbols on these circular machines like when we did the minute ones earlier in this video. So I'm going to be telling you which circular machine corresponds to which triangle symbol. So at the Sentinel Artifact, this left side corresponds to this triangle here. This is the proper triangle with the line through it. So again, you can draw out your little diagram here. Again, you know, you got 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And if you change it to, is it digital? It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 45, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, this left one corresponds to this triangle here. So what you're going to do is hide your minute side of that triangle number, and you're going to be inputting the number 1 into the machine. Simple as that. So the number 1 on a clock, obviously, is after 12. So 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So for me in my game, I'm pressing square ones to go 5 minutes round. Boom, it's just going to stay there. And then the right side of the Sentinel Artifact is this triangle here. This is the downwards triangle with the line through it. And again, I'm going to hide me minute side to that, and it's the number 11. And on a clock, the number 11 is always before 12, so I'm going to press square to make it go left. 5 minutes, boom, you've bossed it, fellas, that is it. So the last 2 machines are actually down in the cargo hold, I think it's called. So you want to go all the way underneath the poop deck. You want to come down here, and you can see there are 4 circular machines. Only 2 of these work. So the first one I'm going to go to is this left one here. And this one is the proper triangle, this bottom left one. So as you can see, I'm going to cover my minutes, and I'm going to make the counter go to the number 9, which is also 45 minutes on a clock. So 12, 11, 10, 9. I'm going to move it 3 times to the number 9 on the clock, and boom, bossed it. And then finally you want to go to this circular machine here, and this corresponds to the last symbol that we've not inputted in, and it's the downward symbol. Again, cover your time of your minutes, and we're going to input the number 1 into this machine, and we've already done this in my game. So I'm going to move it to the number 1 location on the drawing, on the circular machine. 5 minutes, 1 o'clock is there, and when you've inputted the last hour side of your symbols, you're going to hear a noise, and you're going to complete that step. And also, if you don't hear the noise, you can also check if you've completed this step. If you go into inventory and it says in blue writing above the left corner of your screen, within the chain of phases, all is conceived. That is when you've bossed that step, fellas. So that is the step. Drawing it out with a bit of pen and paper is perfect. If you've got any questions, comment. I did do it twice before I did this and it failed, but I thought I did it correct. But the 3rd time worked when I wrote it out and I didn't rush it.